Every night I dream of leaving. This small village feels too tight, too confining. I yearn for more. More than the dusty roads and thatched roofs. More than the simple life my parents lived. I want to taste success, to feel it on my tongue like ripe fruit.
Chidi sat under the mango tree, his eyes fixed on the horizon. The sun was setting, painting the sky orange. In his mind he saw tall buildings. He imagined streets paved with gold. The city called to him, a siren song of opportunity.
My mother worries. My father frowns. But my mind is made up. I will go to the city. I will make something of myself. I will return a hero, a success story. The village will talk about me for generations.
As he packed his small bag, his heart raced. Tomorrow, he would leave. Tomorrow, his new life would begin. He could barely sleep that night. His dreams were filled with bright lights, with opportunity, with the promise of a better future. Chidi was ready to chase his destiny. The bus rattled down the dusty road. Chidi's heart pounded with each mile. The village disappeared behind him. Ahead lay the unknown, the promise of the city. He clutched his bag tightly. It held all his worldly possessions and his dreams.
After hours of travel, I saw it, the city skyline. It took my breath away. Tall buildings reached for the sky. Cars honked in endless streams. People rushed by, busy and important. I felt small, but also alive. This was where I belonged.
His cousin Amika met him at the bus station. Amika had been in the city for years. He showed Chidi the ropes, taught him how to navigate the bustling streets, how to avoid the dangers that lurked in dark alleys. Chidi was grateful, but also eager to stand on his own feet.
It didn't take long. My charm and determination opened doors. I found a job at a local shop. The pay was small, but it was a start. I worked hard, longer hours than anyone else. The owner noticed. Soon, I was promoted. My dreams were becoming reality, step by step.
Chidi's star continued to rise. His boss trusted him more and more. Customers loved his friendly smile, his quick wit. Soon, he was managing the entire shop. His salary grew. He moved out of Amika's cramped apartment into his own place. It was small, but it was his.
I started dressing differently. Sharp suits replaced my village clothes. I walked with confidence, spoke with authority. The city was changing me, molding me into someone new, someone successful. I liked this new Chidi. I felt unstoppable.
Letters home became less frequent. When he did write, he sent money. His parents were proud. The village talked about him, just as he had dreamed. He was becoming a legend, a story of success, of dreams realized through hard work.
But success brought new temptations. The nightlife called to me. Clubs with flashing lights, beautiful women who laughed at my jokes. I felt like a king. I could have anything I wanted, anyone I wanted. The world was my oyster, and I was ready to taste it all.
It started innocently enough, a drink after work, harmless flirtation with a pretty customer. But soon, Chidi was spending more nights out than in. The thrill of conquest became addictive. Each new woman was a challenge, a game he always won.
There was Amaka, the banker, sophisticated and sharp. She taught me about fine wines, about art. Then came Neka, the model, beautiful and wild. With her, I tasted the high life, exclusive parties, VIP lounges. My head spun with the possibilities.
Chidi juggled his relationships skillfully, or so he thought. He told himself he was just having fun, living life to the fullest. But deep down, a voice whispered warnings. He ignored it. The music was too loud, the lights too bright, the women too beautiful.
Work began to suffer. I came in late, left early, my mind was elsewhere. On the next party, the next woman.
His boss noticed, gave warnings. Chidi brushed them off. He was too valuable, he thought. Too important to be fired. Pride had taken root in his heart. It blinded him to the dangers ahead. It happened suddenly, yet looking back, Chidi saw the signs. He had been too blind to notice, too caught up in his own importance. The owner called him into the office. Chidi expected another promotion. Instead, he was fired. Shock hit him like a physical blow.
Word spread quickly. In the small world of city business, reputation was everything. Mine was in tatters. No one would hire me. My phone stopped ringing. The women I thought loved me disappeared. Fair weather friends vanished like morning mist.
Rent was due. He couldn't pay. Eviction followed swiftly. Chidi found himself on the streets. The city that had once welcomed him now seemed cold, hostile. He slept in alleys, begged for food. The sharp suits were replaced by rags. His confidence shattered.
In my darkest moments, I thought of home, of the village I had left behind, of my parents' worried faces. Shame kept me from returning. How could I face them? I had lost everything. My dreams had turned to dust. I was alone, broken, a cautionary tale in the making.
Days blended into weeks, weeks into months. Chidi survived on the streets. Each day was a struggle, for food, for shelter, for a shred of dignity.
I had time now. Time to think, to reflect on my choices, on where I had gone wrong. I thought of the women I had used, the friends I had neglected, the job I had taken for granted. Regret was a constant companion. It gnawed at me, kept me awake at night.
He saw now the emptiness of his former life, the hollowness of his pursuits. Slowly, painfully, Chidi began to change. He found work, menial jobs, cleaning, carrying loads. It was hard, humbling, but it was honest. He saved every coin, dreaming now not of riches, but of redemption, of making things right.
One day I bought a bus ticket back to the village. My heart pounded as I traveled, fear mixed with hope. Would they accept me, forgive me?
As he stepped off the bus, he saw them. His parents, older now, but with love in their eyes. Chidi fell to his knees. Tears flowed freely. He was home, humbled, wiser, ready to rebuild. Not an empire of wealth, but a life of meaning, of true value. The prodigal son had returned. And in losing everything, he had found what truly mattered.